You're charged with yet another possession of marijuana. This is number 4. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Okay, Logan.
On August 12th, 2024, at about 1 in the morning, stop on a vehicle, stopping past the stoplight at a red light. Officers observed the odor of marijuana upon approach. The defendant was the operator of the car. PC search uncovered marijuana in the back of the front passenger seat. The defendant admitted the marijuana was 15.5 grams.
So the stop was for stopping in front of a red light?
It's the little white line. He passed into the intersection.
Sir,
I guess into the crosswalk.
The officer told me something else that he pulled me up.
Right here is your first red flag moment. The judge is literally telling him to stop talking, and that's not for dramatic effect. In court, silence isn't guilt, it's protection. Everything after this point, the court is already deciding how much trouble this situation is about to become. Would you have stopped talking here?
you have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Mr. Aguilar, do you have a Texas driver license?
No.
Can you run his license, Logan, please?
Suspended. Because when I got pulled over, I showed him my license.
Just because you have a license doesn't mean that it's valid. At some point, you may have to renew it, you may have to do something else, or you may have tickets, and if you don't take care of it, they suspend your license. Your license is now suspended. They just checked with DPS. You will be signing an affidavit.
This isn't a suggestion. This is a judicial ultimatum. When a judge orders no driving whatsoever, that's not probation talk. That's a legal landmine. One mistake, and the penalties stack fast. Jail time, fines, contempt. This is how small cases snowball into life-changing consequences.
Which is a promise that you're going to make with me, Mr. Jameson Aguilar, that you're not to use or drive any car whatsoever. And if I find that you do, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car. And I don't care what you do. I don't care where you're going. I don't care how you try to justify it. You will be doing a lot of time in jail. Do you understand me? I'm also ordering you not to use any alcohol or illegal drugs. How old are you? How old are you?
22.
What do you do for a living?
I sell cars sometimes, and I work once in a while. I had a job, but I got fired from my job, so I'm looking for a job. I'll be doing no side jobs and stuff.
Where do you live?
I know you, Rosin.
How much dope was in the car?
It was 15.5 grams, Your Honor. Additionally, when I read his driver's license, it looked like his license had 12 current suspensions for driving without insurance.
When a judge says, "I will literally hit the roof," that's not courtroom theatrics. That's a warning shot. The court now sees a pattern, not a one-off mistake. And once a judge believes you're ignoring the system, mercy goes out the window.
How many?
12.
You have 12? Did you say 12 tickets?
12 suspensions. I assume those are longer tickets.
All the suspensions are DWLI. Right under the DWLI, it says no liability insurance, and that looks to be like indefinite. So,
Did you hear what they just said?
Yes, sir.
12 different suspended license cases. If I see you drive, I will literally hit the roof because I will be so upset. And if I get upset, I'm going to unleash on you, and it's not going to be in a good way. I'm now sending you for a drug test, and I'm ordering you to come back again tomorrow so we can talk about it. And when you come back at 8:30 in the morning, not at 11, not at 10:02, not at 11:42, 8:30 in your seat tomorrow. Do you understand? Then we will talk about your situation as far as what you're doing with work,
This is the classic courtroom disconnect. The defendant says, "I've changed," but the record says otherwise. Judges don't rule on intentions, they rule on patterns. Question for you, at what point do excuses stop mattering?
Whether you graduated high school and what you're doing with your life. Mr. Jameson Aguilar, you have now, from 2021, a prior evading arrest, a felony theft from a person, another theft, an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, fleeing, attempting elude police officers, possession of marijuana, possession of marijuana, possession of marijuana. It changes now. Do you understand?
I don't get in trouble. It's just little stuff. Been changed my life around. I'm a whole
It doesn't
different
change
person.
nothing. If you think you've changed, then I'm Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz.
I don't get in trouble. I don't do no dumb stuff, not no crash jumping, none of that. That's when I was 17, 18 years old. I'm 22.
You're in front of me now with another criminal case. And if you don't think this is nothing,
It's because I buy cars and I ain't clean my car. That's what
Mr. Aguilar, I'm sending you for a drug test now. And then I want you back here tomorrow. And we are going to examine your life in full to see where we go from here, to make sure that you end up on the up and up. Do you understand? That's what we're doing.
I'm sending for a drug test and I'm gonna come out
Right.
at the end.
I know you're going to be dirty, but I want to know. I know you're going to be dirty. I want to know what is in your system. And I want to know. And if you fail to show up tomorrow, or if you fail to go for the drug test right now, I'm going to make your bond so high, your head's going to be spinning 30 miles an hour. Do you understand? Okay. So, Billy, do you mind having him sign a receipt for tomorrow? And then he's going to be with Rachel. Rachel, he tested positive for marijuana only, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Aguilar, you will be tested 31 days from today. If you test positive for marijuana again, you will go to jail. And I'm going to make your bond extremely high. Do you understand? Yes or no? Did you graduate from high school?
GED.
Do you have your GED?
Yeah, it's at home.
Okay. What are you doing with yourself now?
Shit, I work with my dad, cut yards.
I want you to get a full-time job. You understand? Like a legitimate 40-hour week, a job. You have too much time on your hands and you're getting into trouble nonstop, over and over and over, to the tune of now, was it 9 cases? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm done with it. And I'm done with you picking up cases. And the only way this is going to stop is if you start becoming a productive member of our society. That's what I expect from you. Do you understand? So you either get a full-time job or get into school full-time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks from today. And I want you to show me what you have done to get a job. If you have done nothing and you not put any applications in, life between you and I will not go well. Do you understand? I will notate absolutely everything that transpires now. When you come back in 2 weeks, I want to see proof of your GED. You understand? I want you to bring it to me so I can see it. Okay, Josh, let's set it off 2 weeks to see what he's done to get a job, and then he has to bring proof of his GED as well, and then we'll go from there. If you've done nothing to find a full-time job, I'm telling you, I'm not going to be happy. If I'm not happy, things just won't go well. Do you understand, Mr. Aguilar? Above all else, do not use any dope whatsoever or alcohol. You will be tested. You stand charged with now assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer lawyer be appointed to represent you, sir?
On April 15th at 5454 Washington Avenue, officers were dispatched an assault in progress involving weapons call at Clutch Bar parking lot. Lorenzo Castillo was arguing with an individual in the parking lot.
He's at, wait. He's at a bar?
Parking lot.
It's a restaurant. He was the designated driver, but they didn't say he was intoxicated or anything.
To Clutch Bar, but it was the parking lot of it. Officers were able to detain 2 other co-defendants, Isaac Bravo and Carlos Ventura, based on witness statements. Complainant 1 stated that the defendant, Lorenzo Castillo, swung at him first and he defended himself. The co-defendants then began beating him up at the same time, but was able to see how many more suspects were beating him up at the same time. Complainant 1 stated that he did feel pain as well to press charges. Complainant 1 had major injuries to his face and was checked out on scene by HFD, but did not want to get transported. Complainant 2 knows Lorenzo Castillo, the co-defendant. Complainant 2 stated that the defendant and several other suspects were beating on her boyfriend and she was hugging her boyfriend in attempts to defend him. Complainant 2 stated she was also struck by several punches by the defendant, Lorenzo Castillo, and other suspects. The complainant 2 had blood on her hands and clothing, but she stated that the blood was from her boyfriend's injuries. Complainant 2 pointed out a bump on her head and stated she felt pain from that bump. Witnesses viewed the defendant and co-defendants assaulting complainant 1 and tried to separate the complainant 2 from the incident as she was getting assaulted. Defendant Castillo and co-defendant Carlos Ventura went and opened the door to the car and continued to assault complainant 1. Witness 1 stated that the defendant is a family friend and he knows the defendant's aunt. Witness 2, who stated that the complainants and him were walking towards a Clutch Bar and had a verbal argument with the defendant and co-defendants, but was able to de-escalate the situation. And later on that night, that is when the complainant was ultimately assaulted by the defendant and the co-defendants on scene.
Significant injuries, you said, huh?
Checked by HFD, Your Honor. I haven't checked because the complainant 1 stated on scene that he's going to go to ER on his own. He didn't want to pay for the bill. So
Bond revocation is one of the fastest ways to go from free today to jail tonight. Picking up a new case while already on bond is basically telling the court you don't take its authority seriously, and judges respond to that decisively.
I'm going to check with that complainant to see if there's anything more and subpoena those records.
And Judge, the police report reads this when it says defendants. I think this offense report or whatever the summary is of 3 people. And so he's reading Ventura and he's reading Castillo. And they're
And defendant.
Well, it's convoluted and defendant in terms of there's nothing saying what he did. They said that Ventura and Castillo went and opened the car door, started fighting this guy. According to my client, he was the designated driver. They went into this place to go eat. The other guys were drinking. They had an argument with these people before going into the place. And when they come out, the argument ensues for whatever reason. My client says he tried to break it up and then the fight ensues. So that's where we're at. Like I said, he didn't, he was just in the middle of everything, but and the police report kind of reads like that. But I
asked you to do one thing. What did I ask you to do? Stay out of trouble. You picked up an assault. Now we're revoking your bond under DWI. You're going to jail. And I'm telling you now, you pick up a 3rd case, I'm going to make your bond so high you're going to flip. You understand? I'm ordering you now not to have any contact with any of these people whatsoever. No weapons, no driving, anything. You understand? Let me see. I mean, I hope that there was not a bail order or there was a affidavit that you signed promising us you wouldn't drive, because then I'm going to have a contempt hearing.
his license is good. The one ALR hearing.
Judge, who's this on?
Bravo. All right. So he goes with you now, and then I'm going to set the bond at 5,001 on the DWI, and then that's it.
You know what? Hang on to this, because I think they checked this in with you at jail. Because I don't know, I'm going to Washington for like a conference. I don't know who this is. Right, is that right? You'll be with his property, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna call you.
So, no contact, no weapons. What were the other bonds?
So I'm going to have him now he'll be monitored because, yeah, so don't even worry about it. It'll be with Jeremiah. So now I'm going to put a curfew on him. He can't go out in the middle of the night. No contact with the co-defendants. Treat him like a little child. Ricardo.
Approach.
Hi.
I'm approaching on Sammy Bueno.
Is he in jail?
He's in custody, Judge.
Okay.
This is one of those cases where it's there go I or something. I think is the
They're
saying.
alive?
I'm sorry.
That they're alive?
No, it could be you, it could be me,
Okay.
just one of those. I think that's a saying. But
Yeah.
just talking to this guy, he's not. There's a competency eval that I got to submit. Okay, the issue is that takes 30 days to come back, so he's going to be sitting in jail for 30 days. We got an offer of time served on the failed to ID, and so he can't do that because I don't think he's competent. And so he's going to be sitting in jail for 30 days. My understanding is, looking at his history, he's having situations in jail. He's telling me he's having situations in jail, and I understand that just talking to him, he would be susceptible to that. So basically what I'm trying to do is release him to a program, directly to a program, if they're able to hold him, if they have a bed for him. I'm trying to make that happen. I've talked to Pavel. He seems open to it with more info. I need to see if you're open to releasing him directly to the mental health center, the Harris Center, if I'm able to make that happen. But that would require a PR bond.
No. Because of how many times he's taken off on us.
I get it.
You know?
He's homeless, Judge.
I get it, but that doesn't excuse that your failure to come to court, right? You're still expected to come to court, especially with how many priors. He's got a laundry list of priors, and some of them are serious, you know?
I get it.
Now he picked up another assault. What happened with this newest assault, Pavel?
Judge, he was on bond for assault, and now he basically failed ID. In the assault, though, that was January 18th. The defendant punched the complainant with a closed fist to her face to the point where she fell to the ground. She felt pain. This all took place at the Behavioral Hospital for Mental Illnesses.
Let me give a little background, if I may, Judge. So supposedly this all happened. He went to, first it's at a mental health.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Do you mind bringing him out? He needs to hear this.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Sammy
Bueno.
And Judge, actually, you weren't here. Trinidad was here at the time. So Trinidad was originally on the ABI. When we were here, he was out on bond. He showed up, he sat here, and he had some concerns for his mental health because he was making comments at the time. So,
Like what kind of comments?
suicidal comments. So we left him out on bond. Trinidad filed a motion saying he's competent, but he's hearing voices, like just, I guess, is like a CYA kind of situation. But we have something on record saying he is competent, but my understanding is today he may not be competent. That's why we're filing. That's why defense wants to motion for competency.
and Judge.
My only issue is that, great, we can send them there. How do we know that they're protected though?
Detective.
Right. What if he lets loose in another behavioral center in the MHMRA place?
That's the thing, Judge. I can't. We can talk to him. We can inquire as to why he missed those court dates. I think you'll see where I'm coming from. That's not relevant to these cases. It's a failed to ID and it's an assault. Him missing the court date. If we just talk to him.
No.
Don't want to.
If I let him out to the MHMRA, the Harris Center, what's to say he doesn't go and beat everybody up there?
Yeah, I get it. I can't guarantee that. I get it, Judge. I get it. But I'm trying to get him some help, you know?
I get
30 days in jail is not the help, you know?
Mr. Bueno,
Yes, sir.
how are you? How's jail?
Yeah, job been all right.
Do you know why you're here?
Yeah, for warrants.
Tell me again.
Warrants.
Come closer. Come to the bar. I can't hear you.
Warrants.
Correct. For what though?
No, just,
The assault.
assault. Yeah.
You know what happened with the assault as to why you got arrested?
I was in a mental health hospital.
And then what happened?
Judge.
No, he's getting it.
You're doing great, Mr. Bueno.
This is one of the rare moments where the courtroom shifts from punishment to prevention. Mental health cases are some of the hardest decisions judges make, balancing public safety against the need for treatment. Drop a comment. Do you think treatment should come before jail in situations like this?